Viewers, we're coming across to some breaking updates that we're picking up from Bengaluru. In fact, there is a blast that has been reported in which 4 to 5 people is what we're learning have sustained injuries in this blast that has taken place. This is a suspicious blast that is being confirmed in the area of Rameshwaram. In fact, at the Rameshwaram cafe in Bengaluru itself is where this blast has taken place. And in that, we are learning that the occupants inside of the cafe have also sustained several injuries. And we're also learning and getting an update that the injured have been admitted to a private hospital. And in the latest as well, that the police has reached the spot is what we can also report for our viewers right now. So, of course, concerning updates coming out from Bengaluru, where in fact this is a suspicious blast is what we can confirm has taken place inside of the Rameshwaram cafe. We are learning, of course, that this was a busy day in the cafe and there were a lot of occupants inside as well. And in that blast, in fact, we're learning that the occupants, in fact, have also sustained several injuries. And reporting on these important updates is my colleague Prajwal joining us on the broadcast. Prajwal, please tell us more about this blast that has taken place inside of the Rameshwaram cafe. How many people, in fact, have sustained the injuries, and what are the updates as far as the authorities are also concerned? Are they at the spot?
The police from HL police station have already been, they are already here at the spot as well. And we now get to understand that this particular cafe is situated under Kundalahalli, which comes within the HL police station limits as well. And this blast has taken place this afternoon too. And we should also know that this area is packed with many paying guest hostels as well as IT workplaces as well. And at this point of time, usually when they move in for their afternoon break, there is also a lot of population and a density which comes in at this particular cafe as well, because this is one of the most prominent cafes and it has many branches and outlets across the city of Bengaluru. And from what we get to understand, initially it was stated that it was a cylinder blast. We still have no official word from the authorities whether it was a cylinder blast or what exactly had taken place. So now it is categorically being called as a suspicious blast as well, and we will need to go ahead and wait for an official confirmation from the authorities whether there has been any sort of suspicion here apart from a cylinder blast. Not only that, they are also going around and speaking to the eyewitnesses as well, and the entire area has been completely cordoned off too, because what we get to understand is that if there is a necessity, they want to make sure that the crime scene will not be infected. It will be completely sanitized as well, so that once the FSL team is also brought in, if they are brought in at the same point of time, they can go ahead and look into whether whether there has been any aspects, and if the crime scene remains untouched, it will be easy for the FSL team to go ahead and determine the cause of the blast. At this point of time, nobody has been called in. The officials, the police have been rushed in over here as well, and they are looking into the matter. They have stated that there will be an official statement which will be given by them at this point of time, but they have now considered the fact that this is suspicious. They are determining whether it was a pressure cooker which blasted, or whether it was a cylinder, or whether there was any other object as well. So all of this is being taken into consideration at this point of time.
That's right, Prajwal, and of course a lot of other important updates that we would also want to give to our viewers. We need to understand how many people in fact were present inside of the cafe when this blast had taken place. We are learning and getting multiple reports of 4 to 5 people who have also sustained several injuries, severe injuries. Many of them have been shifted to the hospital is what we're also learning. If those updates also you could share with our viewers.
What we get to understand now is initial information flowing in now. 5 people have been injured and they have been taken, they have been taken to the hospital. This particular location is around 15 to 18 kilometers on the outskirts of the city as well. So it is quite far off from the center of the city, but comes within the HAL police station limits too. And from what we get to understand, as soon as the blast was reported, usually Rameshwaram cafe, these cafes are usually 20 by 30, maximum maximum is a 20 by 30 that they go ahead and rent out as spaces to. And from what we get to understand, it was crowded with around 50 to 60 people is what the eyewitnesses are going ahead and stating at this point of time. And as soon as this blast has taken place, if it was, if it was a high intensity blast or anything, more people would have been injured. But from what we get to understand, 4 to 5 people, all of them have been taken to the hospital. Their nature of injuries is still not being revealed by the cops, because there is yet another team which has already reached over there, and they are going through the nature of injuries too, and looking as to what might have caused this. So we will wait in for the official confirmation from the police too, because the authorities are stating that people should not panic, or false information should not be disseminated at this point of time. They're still... Go on.
Another update that we're getting, Prajwal, is that there was a mysterious object that had been kept inside of a bag that has also been, understood by the authorities there at the spot. Is there any confirmation? Because we're learning that the incident has also now been registered at the HAL police station.
This is something which we cannot confirm, or at least I cannot confirm at this point of time, because the officials have not spoken in this particular regard. They are saying that there was a mysterious object as well, because people come in tandem and go as well, and it is a lot of moving crowd around too. So we will need to wait in whether what was this particular mysterious object that was kept over there, and what was the nature of its contents will also have to be gone ahead and revealed as well. So we will need to wait and watch out as to what this particular mysterious object was, and if this mysterious object was found, has it remained intact, or has this particular object exploded, is also something which will be looked into the motive by the cops.
Now, that being said, Prajwal, are we getting some more updates on who essentially had also been responsible for this kind of a blast, and any movement on that part of the cops as well? The local police, at least, to be at the spot, and other investigating agencies also, in all likelihood, to be also involved in this entire investigation.
Premature to comment at this point of time, to be seeing whether there will be other investigation agencies which will be called in as per protocol. The state police will look into it. They will be bringing in additional people, additional personnel required, say the forensic science lab, or else for that matter the BDDS, which is the bomb detection and disposal squad as well. They will also be called in over here to go ahead and look into the materials which might have been used for the blaster per se. If there are foreign particles which are involved in the blast or anything, the mysterious object that is now being spoken about, they will have to go ahead and take a look at this, because if this bag is intact, and if there is an object into this which is not the reason for the explosion, then you cannot per se that this is the reason that the explosion has happened to. So we will need to go in and look in, and also speak to the authorities as well, because from what we get to understand now, the DCP, that is the DCP, is also going ahead. The Deputy Commissioner of Police is also going ahead and heading to the spot as well. Senior officials have also been informed. The Additional Commissioner of Police will also be called in at the later stage as well. But at this point of time, there is no talks about any other external agencies apart from the state agencies who will be involved in the investigation of this particular case and the mysterious blast which has taken place in Kundanahalli in Bengaluru.
And Prajwal, any update that you could also share with us as far as the eyewitnesses are also concerned? Because as we are learning that, at least as you are also confirming for us, that 4 to 5 people have been shifted to the private hospitals, and of course there were other eyewitnesses as well whose statements are also being recorded. If you could share some more updates as far as what you're picking up from your police sources, as well as also the eyewitnesses' statements that have been taken.
In fact, we are right now en route to the spot as well, and from what we get to understand, the eyewitnesses as well as the locals initially stated that they heard a loud explosion and a loud bang as well. They thought that this was a cylinder explosion which might have taken place at this point of time. But from what we get to understand later, they said that the police have cordoned off the entire spot, meaning to say that nobody is being allowed to go near the cafe. Yes, naturally, considering the fact that this is a spot where an explosion has taken taken place, the cops go ahead and follow protocols over here too. So we will also try to go ahead and move to the spot as well at this point of time to go ahead and look into what exactly has happened. But at the same point of time, we are also getting to understand about the nature of injuries. Now, all the five who have been, injured have already been identified. The cops have been identified by the cops is the latest information that is flowing in, and also their family members are also being informed at this point of time. Their age groups is being confirmed too, and at the same point of time, we also need to understand as to who were the people who have come in at this point of time, because there are CCTVs which has already been installed at this particular place. The private establishments have in fact made it the government of Karnataka had made it mandatory that there should be CCTVs as well for the protection of the public in security purposes as well. So the cops will also be taking the DVR tapes as well, and will be going through whether there was any other personal or movement there.
Thoughts. Prajwal, requesting you to hold your thoughts and also giving you a breather so you can also get some updates for our viewers, as well as Niranjan joins us on the broadcast. Niranjan, if you could also put this into perspective for our viewers to understand the timeline of this blast that has occurred. And already we are looking at 4 to 5 people who have been admitted into private hospitals, eyewitnesses whose statements are also being taken. Any updates that you could also share with our viewers as far as the local police movement is also concerned?
Well, I'm going back to the pictures full frame first of all, because the pictures are very critical. It's not just any other location. It is a very, very prominent cafe in Bengaluru. It's called the Rameshwaram Cafe. It's a franchise. It's a chain in Bengaluru where this reported explosion has taken place. So let's put the story in context. It is a very, very, very serious incident. It is not a cylinder blast. According to the reports that we've received in the Republic Kannada newsroom, it is not a cylinder blast. And it is a very, very serious issue that some reports are suggesting there was a suspicious object in a bag. There was a suspicious object in the bag. I'm going back to the pictures full frame. There are new videos that are coming in from the Republic Kannada newsroom. So let me play the videos right now. And we're getting in more details. We're getting in more details that there was a suspicious object that was placed in a bag. This is near the HAL police station limits. And we're also hearing that 4 to 5 people have been injured in the blast. Most of them seem to be from the hotel itself, the restaurant itself. I'm just handing it back to you. Well, let's go back to Prajwal. We'll try and get you more reports right now. Handing it back to you for now.
You know, taking it away from Niranjan, these images, there are still images as well. And now from what we get to understand, the suspicious bag which we are pointing out to, there are also 9-volt batteries. There are also 9-volt batteries which are being seen now. Why have these batteries been placed? Why were these batteries seen at the site of the blast is something that needs to be seen over here too, because we are looking at batteries on the screens. We are looking at batteries which were present over here. There are also some identity cards of a private bank. There are identities of a private bank which is going ahead and looking, which is placed over here on the floor near the Rameshwaram Cafe. It has been completely cordoned off. The particular road has been completely cordoned off. We're also seeing now that the traffic police personnel are also being pushed in. The traffic police personnel are also being pushed in. They have cordoned off. They have cordoned off at least 100 to 150 meters out there at the spot, even as we are trying to reach around 20 to 25 kilometers away from the blast spot where we are currently en route as well. But when we are getting these fresh visuals, we are going ahead and looking at these fresh visuals. We are looking at it that the roof has been blown off. The roof of the Rameshwaram Cafe has been partially blown off, which suggests about the intensity of the blast. The intensity of the blast is something that needs to be seen in. So we will wait in for the cops. We will wait in for the official, we will wait in for the official information. Back to you, Priyanka. Back to you in the studios.
All right, Prajwal, requesting you to stay with us. For the viewers also who are just tuning in, these are the visuals on your screens of the blast which has been reported at a famous cafe in Bengaluru. This is a Rameshwaram Cafe. A mysterious object, from what it appears, was found inside a bag. And also what is confirmed at this stage that this was not a minor cylinder blast. So an explosion, a blast that's been reported, and as we speak, FSL team has already been rushed to the blast site. More details are to follow, but these are the initial inputs as are trickling in. Blast explosion at Rameshwaram Cafe, a prominent cafe in Bengaluru. Let's go across to Niranjan, who of course continues to be with us from the Kannada newsroom. Niranjan, once again, take us through those details coming in. All right, we will try and connect with Niranjan again, but this is the Rameshwaram Cafe where an explosion has been reported. As we speak, the FSL team is already at the location. What's also confirmed at this stage is that this wasn't a minor cylinder blast. So 4 to 5 people having sustained injuries following this blast, which happened at a very, very popular cafe in Bengaluru. This is the Rameshwaram Cafe. A lot of panic that is very much evident on the ground as this blast was reported inside this cafe.